No anda huyendo. No anda huyendo. ¿Qué hace ahí? De Guadalajara, ¿qué hace ahí?
The most brutal ways El Chapo took revenge. We often find ourselves fascinated by the world of cartels, captivated by their power and brutality. But let's not forget that figures like El Chapo, a real-life monster who reveled in torture and murder. Today we delve into the life of El Chapo and explore the most brutal ways that he took revenge on his enemies. El Chapo's early life. Joaquin Guzman, also called El Chapo, gained fame as a powerful leader in cartels. In the late 1970s, he joined the notorious Guadalajara cartel, which was a major turning point in his life. He became known for constructing intricate tunnels for secret operations during this period. El Chapo's reputation extended beyond his tunnel building expertise. He was strict with those who didn't meet their quotas or refused the cartel's bribes. He considered them as traitors and believed that they deserved severe consequences. The complexity of El Chapo's tunnel network showcased his dominance in the cartel. These hidden passages allowed for the fast smuggling of illegal substances across borders and successfully evaded law enforcement. His tunnels demonstrated his cleverness, adaptability, and determination to maintain his empire's power. As El Chapo's influence grew, so did his fearsome reputation. His name struck fear in the hearts of rivals and subordinates alike. He ruled with an iron fist, creating a terrifying environment within his organization. Crossing paths with El Chapo meant risking one's life, as betrayals were met with ruthless revenge. In the ever-changing drug trade, El Chapo's reign exemplified the lengths one man could go to secure his power. His tunnels became legendary, whispered about in secret, but beneath the tales of this underground empire lays the harsh reality of a man who would do anything to remain in control, a man known as El Chapo. Zero tolerance policy. El Chapo joined the Guadalajara cartel in the late 1970s. He became known for his advanced tunnels used for drug smuggling. People talked about these tunnels, but El Chapo's image turned dark. He treated those he considered disloyal very harshly. According to El Chapo, anyone who didn't meet their quotas or refused bribes was a traitor. He had a zero-tolerance policy and responded with torture and death for betrayal. El Chapo strongly believed that traitors deserved no mercy. He saw their actions as a direct attack on his power. This belief led him to use brutal tactics for punishment. Those who encountered him experienced unimaginable pain and eventually met their end. El Chapo's methods instilled fear in subordinates and rivals. His unwavering loyalty policy sent a clear message: anyone who betrayed him would pay the highest price. As El Chapo's power increased, so did the stories of his ruthless nature. While his tunnels brought him fame, his reputation for torturing and killing betrayers cast a shadow over his criminal empire. The kidnapping and torture of Israel Regio Martinez. Israel Regio Martinez, also known as El Gaucho, was a big name in the Sinaloa cartel. However, he switched sides during the fierce battles between rival cartels, which angered the infamous El Chapo. Seeking revenge, El Chapo orchestrated terrifying events that would forever mark a dark chapter in cartel history. At the mercy of his former comrades turned captors, Martinez found himself trapped in a secret hideout. The atmosphere grew tense as El Chapo and his sons loomed over him, ready to inflict a horrifying punishment. Fear filled the room, hanging in the air like an ominous presence. Suddenly, electricity surged through the room, casting an eerie glow on the impending torment. Bound and helpless, Martinez experienced searing pain as electric currents coursed through his body. Each shock reminded him of the treacherous path that he had chosen. But the torment didn't stop there. With a sadistic glint in his eyes, El Chapo ordered the extraction of Martinez's teeth. Cold plears gripped his delicate mouth, wrenching and tearing, as if erasing any remnants of defiance. The taste of blood, mixed with Martinez's muffled screams, created a symphony of unbearable suffering. Throughout this horrifying ordeal, El Chapo and his sons watched coldly, their faces concealing the pleasure that they took in the sadistic display. All sense of humanity was shattered in that twisted chamber of horrors, leaving behind a chilling tableau of brutality and power. Revelations from El Chapo's trials. During El Chapo's trials in the United States, witnesses revealed horrifying details about his cruel nature and torture methods. One witness, Isaías Valdez Rios Main, bravely described the terrible things El Chapo did. The courtroom fell silent as Mean shared the unimaginable horrors El Chapo inflicted on his victims. Mean spoke sadly, describing how El Chapo tortured his victims relentlessly. El Chapo had a heartless doctor who manipulated their bodies to keep them alive during the torture. El Chapo ensured that his victims suffered every minute, leaving them shattered but still alive. The trial exposes some of El Chapo's most terrible torture techniques. Witnesses shared stories of electric shocks, waterboarding, mutilations, and psychological torment inflicted on those unfortunate enough to cross El Chapo's path. Each testimony painted a horrifying picture, revealing the depths of darkness. The weight of El Chapo's sadistic rule was tangible in the courtroom. The jurors, spectators, and the world were stunned by the seriousness of his empire, which thrived on drugs, violence, and the cruel torment of others. The role of Jose Antonio Aguilar Marufo. Jose Antonio Aguilar Marufo, El Jaguar, was a feared assassin working for Chapo. He specialized in kidnapping, torture, and murder, leaving a horrifying legacy of violence in Mexico. El Jaguar's murder room was a terrifying place. Carefully designed, its walls silenced the screams and pleas of El Chapo's unfortunate victims. The cold and eerie blood-stained floor had drains strategically placed to dispose of the evidence. The air in the murder room was filled with hostility, as if the walls whispered tales of unimaginable suffering. The dim lighting intensified the fear those at El Jaguar's mercy felt. This twisted chamber represented El Chapo's sick desires, showcasing the depths of depravity in the criminal underworld. It served as a chilling reminder of the cruelty the humans are capable of. El Jaguar carried out his gruesome work within this dark space, leaving behind mutilated bodies as evidence of his reign of terror. Each victim became a canvas for El Jaguar's horrifying masterpiece, a display of savagery that defied comprehension. Once lively and vibrant, the streets of Mexico became a stage for El Jaguar's twisted art. His victims served as publicly displayed gruesome warnings to deter anyone who dared to oppose El Chapo from meeting a merciless fate. Dismemberment and football display. El Chapo and his gang committed a brutal act that will be remembered in cartel history. They targeted Hugo Hernandez, a rival gang member, and subjected him to unspeakable cruelty. Showing their power, they dismembered him precisely, using his lifeless body as a canvas for El Chapo's sick desires. They even removed his face from his skull, leaving a disturbing void. But the horror didn't end there. In a cruelty mockery of life's fragility, they attached Hernandez's detached face to a football, creating a horrifying mix of flesh and sport. This terrifying creation served as a warning, haunting rival cartels and representing the depths of El Chapo's wickedness. The legacy of violence passed down. El Chapo, the infamous drug lord, has left a lasting and disturbing impact that extends to his sons, known as Los Chapitos. Unfortunately, they have inherited their father's twisted and violent mindset, perpetrating a cycle of darkness and bloodshed. Recently, Ovidio Guzman, one of El Chapo's sons, was arrested for his deep involvement in heinous crimes such as murder, drug trafficking, and money laundering. This highly publicized arrest has stunned the criminal in the world and is a chilling reminder of the enduring grip of violence surrounding El Chapo's family. Ovidio Guzman's arrest adds a dramatic twist to the ongoing saga of the Guzman dynasty. Raised in a corrupt and ambitious environment, he became a ruthless figure, driven by an insatiable hunger for power. Seamlessly assuming control of his father's criminal empire, he carries on the illegal activities associated with the infamous name. The news of Oviedo's arrest underscores the deeply entrenched violence and brutality within the Guzman family. Despite the significant efforts of law enforcement to dismantle their operations, the allure of power and wealth continues to exert influence over this notorious dynasty. Ovidio Guzman's arrest is a stark reminder that the fight against organized crime is far from over, and the battle against corruption remains an uphill struggle. This arrest compels the world to confront the sobering reality that El Chapo's legacy will forever be intertwined with violence and criminality. The Reign of Terror, initiated by this drug lord, still holds sway, casting a long and ominous shadow over the land. Only time will tell if the Guzman dynasty can break free from the cycle of violence that has plagued them for generations, or if they're destined to perpetuate El Chapo's chilling legacy, further cementing their infamous reputation in the annals of crime. The history of El Chapo is a chilling reminder of the dark side of the drug cartel world. His brutal methods of torture and revenge reveal man devoid of empathy and remorse, willing to inflict unimaginable pain on his enemies. Thanks for watching today's video. Stay tuned for the next one.